Our whole strength rests on the validity of that vision. It either occurred or it did not occur. If it did not, then this work is a fraud. To illustrate to all of us the need to be careful in dealing with small matters which can lead to great consequences. According to the account given by George A. Smith, while the Saints were in far west Missouri, the wife of Thomas B. Marsh, then president of the 12.
I believe most of us are familiar with the sad account of Thomas B. Marsh and his wife Elizabeth.
Travis Wingetzel. So, for those of you who are ex or former Mormons, I don't understand why you don't know how to shut down a Mormon real quick and real easy. Because the Bible, which plagiarized, errors and all, in the Book of Mormon, has a lot of the same stuff in it, specifically the one about beam and mode. And so when you leave the church and you're doing videos about your experiences, about how Mormons are wrong in whatever form or fashion you do it in, and a Mormon comes to your channel, puts a hate comment, and says that you're wrong, and contradicts you with a denialism statement. It's a real quick, easy shutdown of every single Mormon when you know this one basic, simple fact of all Mormons, of which you were a part of. So you know about it. They don't study. They don't do research. They would rather watch somebody else who they believe studied and get their information from them. They don't get it straight from the apostles' lips at conference because they're on vacation. Remember? You went on vacation. And so all you have to do is quote the Book of Mormon in response. And every single Mormon shuts the hell up. They know they're in the wrong now. Most likely they'll storm off upset and mutter to themselves, "Church is true, church is true, church is true." But I have noticed that there are Mormons who stalk my channel because of the videos they do in response on their channel, but obviously don't want to reference me because that would give me attention. We'll get to some of those. So, I'm doing a separate video here. What the hell? And so, yeah, I've noticed also, I have 3 new videos, and I'm not doing them. Unbelievable. And so, Wednesday and Thursday, I noticed an anomaly. My daily thumbs downer was gone. He was there in the mornings, but then gone for the rest of the day until the next morning. Wednesday and Thursday. I know these things. The guy has been stalking me for years, putting a thumbs down on every single video, which means they have to sign in order to be allowed to click the thumbs down. And it means they have to click on the video to give it a view count. And so, knowing of past errors that they made, of having a channel in which other people have been triggered by them, they had to get a channel that won't be triggered by anybody. So that when they click on my video to put the thumbs down and leave, or the Strengthening Church Members Committee, who do watch the whole videos, which is quite intensifying because they're hours-long videos. They've got their work cut out for them with me, so that they can report it to the prophets. Travis said this. And so on the 30th, which would have been Thursday, I noticed that the second Mormon who thought they could do the same thing and put a thumbs down on every single video. Yeah, I told you in the beginning when I noticed them, they couldn't hack it. They're gone. Now, granted, they may come back, but it's very clear with the amount of videos that they've missed that it's not because they went on vacation. They are not affiliated with the Strengthening Church Members Committee to do this to me. And what was interesting, it was the ICE raid of Temple Square that they stopped on. Was it that video that said, "Oh, I'm gonna stop now"? I don't know. So yeah, very, very interesting. But yeah, I did notice that the original one, having missed Wednesdays and Thursdays videos, and then came back the next morning to try to catch up, they still nevertheless missed one. They do that. That's what happens when you don't follow me every single video. And so yes, it's fun to play with them for being dumbass haters. And so we're going to make this a trial of faith video after I'll finish up with the others who are stalking me to try to claim that the church is true to their viewers. I do video, and then this is, oh my God. They don't bother to study. They just put out a lie. The faith-promoting lie, because the church told them that's okay to do. Don't do anything that's doubt-promoting, only put in faith-promoting stuff. And it was like Packer or Ballard, somebody that said that. And so Mormons do it, because they've been told it's not lying if it's faith-promoting. Maybe I should try to search for that video clip. See if I can find it and put it in. I know that since it was from conference, I should have no problems. I know I already have it in my files. I have all of the conferences in my files, but finding that one particular clip, we'll see how Google does. if I can avoid AI. So before let's get it out of the way, then we're coming to you, Child Faith, catching you up, as I haven't heard from you in a couple of days since that massive feed. So, I guess I gotta tell you which videos I did. So I've been doing 116 pages in different presentations for years. Here's one from 3 years ago, Book of Mormon in 116 pages. 1 year ago, Lost Book of Mormon, 116 pages, contained Nephi's birth date. 2 years ago, Book of Mormon, 116 pages, rewritten as Last Days, Book of Revelation. Cool thumbnail pictures. And 3 years ago, Joseph Smith in 116 pages in Harmony, Pennsylvania, north of Pittsburgh. Even though I show Susquehanna County. LDS Church History Fact number 3, Joseph Smith Sr. rewrote 116 pages of Book of Mormon 2 years ago. And the most recent one was 4 days ago. What truth is the LDS Mormon Church covering up with repeated lies? Blue Monday. Wonder Woman. And so that thumbnail picture puts all Mormons to shame, because that's real church history. The Masonic Lodge in Canandaigua, New York, before 9/11, 1826. These Mormons who did their other video don't want to talk about it. And I should have listened to their video first to see what they had to claim. Wasn't expecting to do this video. And I guess now that it is, maybe I'm going to have to do... So yeah, I'm going to have to do this and then watch their clip, or watch their video, and then be more informed on it. God, I'm just really screwed up this morning. 2 weeks ago, I did the video, Book of Mormon Prophecy and Revelation of Enemy's Failed 200-Year-Old Murder in Kuplot. And so the thumbnail picture, again, showing William Morgan, the Canandaigua Lodge, Joseph Smith Sr. 116 pages, illustrations of masonry, and there was one person who didn't understand, I think it was John, because he had found an edition, or a couple of different editions, that weren't 116 typed written pages. You got to count the typed written pages of the specific one from back then, because there have been subsequent editions later on. And so it's tricky to find, but the original one was 116 pages. I found it, I got it, it's somewhere in my files. Like the location or the website information of Susquehanna County. Oh my God, oh my God. And so, before I stop the video, watch their video, and then come back to comment, there were two people, or two channels, because the one seems to have two people talking. Researcher uncovers lost 116 pages secrets. That was from 6 days ago. See, the other one was 4 days ago, but the original one was 2 weeks ago. And so here you have somebody who's claiming to be a researcher who's only doing faith promotion stuff. And so they're going along with Come Follow Me, the lost 116 pages. What happened to them? What was on them? And so that was for Sunday school for last week then. If that was, yeah, okay. So yeah, we might have to, yeah, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to make this bigger than I wanted. The other person, 1 year ago, has lost 116 pages dilemma solved. New details finally answer 195-year-old questions. 42K. The other one had 117K. I was lucky if I got over 50 on mine after 2-3 years. See how YouTube is silencing me to allow the misinformation to go forward to all the world? And so the guy redid it. He reposted it just the other day. 4K. What the hell? These guys are not experts. They are not real researchers. There's a process to doing real research. You gotta use science. Faith promotion will fail you every time. And so the lost 116-page dilemma solved. That's the video I'm gonna watch. But probably should try to listen to that one too, and then pull up the Doctrine and Covenants manual. Didn't want to do this. So hold on, Child Faith, you're going to be another video. I've got several others. Tithing first during tariff wars 2025. Pay your tithing first. Jewish Mormon versus Christian Mormon, and Second Coming Mormon man like Moses. He's back. Okay. God. See, always trust your spiritual witness feelings. Waste of my time. They don't do research. So the first one that repeated it, he was giving a scripture talk. He used as his primary source material the added information of Lucy Mack's journal, biography journal thing. And so, yeah, that's fun that there's additional information from her perspective, but you got to understand, she was not privy to the knowledge. I did the video the other day. Only 4 people were in on the whole thing. Whether or not William Cowdery was also, it is unknown. I have not found anything to link him to it, other than he was with Senior in the New Israelites in Vermont. But thus, his son is one of those who is involved. And so it wouldn't surprise me at all if there is that 5th additional person who is in on the main reason for all of this. The other one, oh dear God. You know, I had a person the other day, a Mormon, complain that I need to fix my audio, I need to fix the background, I need to have music playing in the background. And yeah, exactly like that other channel about the... Do you not understand that those tactics, which are intended for entertainment purposes, to be used on research videos, means you're now using Hollywood entertainment for fiction to use on your research videos and discussions. And so no, that automatically sends up red flags, because that's a diversionary tactic that women in the church have already learned with Relief Society lessons. It's not about how much you study the lesson, it's how much you prepare the decorations of the room and the table that you have. So first, this is a repeat of the 116 pages. This is what this turned into. To set the record straight by one who did the research. And so, the music video, the musical, believes the church, believes the lies. That the home that the church built in Susquehanna County in 2020's April conference, Nelson did his famous stunt of looking at the rock in a hat. And he confessed he has no clue how to do it. That's what they're all claiming. That's what they're basing their research on. Like I told you, they don't do research. They know from what the church said, and that's as far as they go. They won't do real research. And it just, for those, apparently nobody knows what it is. Nobody knows. I mean, if somebody who is not related to you does a whole biography of you, but never even bothered to interview you, just interviewed other people who had experienced you, and some of them were favorable, some of them weren't. So the guy does a whole biography about you without you, and then publishes it. That's what the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints did to Joseph Smith. The Joseph Smith history is all from, 1838. And this is where they take it out. Characters of the plates. As you see, that's the Anton manuscript, and then they go straight into. He skips it. Interesting. So is it only in the 1830 introduction? We got some research here to do. Oh, come on. Interesting. Okay. Introduction. We need the history part. Okay. Convenient to Manchester. Urim and Thummim. Nope. This doesn't have it either. There is a discussion about it. Because we all get told it. And the one guy talked about it. Oh my God. So, 4? No, I don't think it's scripture. This is a history thing that we've been told, but I'm sure I've seen it. Oh, wait a minute. Section 5. This is about him wanting to be a witness. So this is after. So I'm going to have to stop the video and try to find it. See if I've got my 1830 Book of Mormon. Fell into a project trap. Okay, when doing original research, you have your different pages set up, whether it's on paper or digitally, it doesn't matter, or in your brain if you're that able to recall stuff and put them all together. I'm not. I have to do it on paper, even though I have associative memory. And so, names, places, dates, events, so that you can connect them all together and get the right chronology in place. The story of the theft of the 116 pages originates with the Doctrine and Covenants, sections 3, 5, and 10. Technically not 5, that's supposed to be after 10. And so those are the primary source documents for this. The original documents that talk about the theft of the 116 pages. The claim of the story that Martin Harris asked for them rather than stole them. And Joseph prayed, was told no twice, third time. That was not until 1841. And the text is questionable. But nonetheless, it does plagiarize the 1835 sections that we have, and includes extra information about it, which is why I'm suspicious. But nonetheless, we'll assume it's true, because that would involve a research project to verify the legitimacy of it. And so it is different than the 1838 version that came before it. 1838 version just rocks this church down, destroys it when you use Learning of the Jews. And so that wasn't published until 1842 in the Times and Seasons in Nauvoo. So we know through that source and confirmation by the church in the Joseph Smith papers that it was tampered with, that was not the name of the church, and that was not Moroni. So those things are facts. Name of the church in 1842 was still the Church of the Latter-day Saints. And Joseph Smith did indeed correct the error of name in section 27, verse 5. It's supposed to be Nephi, not Moroni. This is confirmed with his Book of Mormon preface, where the 1830 account again confirms the section 3 and 10 accounts that Martin Harris stole them. But it doesn't look like he names Martin Harris. I got those pictures. So let's bring them up, skis. Unbelievable. What the hell makes them think that I want that to be the way it should be? So this is the earliest version from which section 3 and section 10 came from. And then there was the 1838 version, and then the 1841 version. And that's comparable to Lucy Mack's biography after Joseph is dead. And so, we'll read this. God, this is going to take all... I am in so desperate need of help. To the reader, as many false reports have been circulated respecting the following work. This is the 1830 Book of Mormon. Okay? So there's been false reports, but then Joseph Smith repeats this in 1838. And also many unlawful measures taken by evil designing persons to destroy me and also the work. 1838 must be taken into this context because of the changes he makes after 8 years of the church. You need to pay very close attention to the manner in which he words things. I would inform you that I translated by the gift and power of God and caused to be written 116 pages, the which I took from the Book of Lehi, which was an account abridged from the plates of Lehi by the hand of Mormon. This is gone from our current Book of Mormon, by the way, in case you don't recognize this. Which said account some person or persons have stolen. He does not name Martin Harris, because Martin Harris is needed to publish the book. Must be taken into the bigger context to understand correctly. Notwithstanding my utmost exertions to recover it again, and being commanded of the Lord that I should not translate the same over again, for Satan had put it into their hearts to tempt the Lord their God. Did you see how I worded that? They're not tempting the Lord their God. They're tempting Joseph. Jewish, by altering the words. The part of Lucy Harris burning them, yeah, that was from other people's journal entries and interviews and crap. Those are not primary source documents. Those are other people wanting to be popular and claim to have an association. Set those aside. Deal with those last if the primary source documents don't answer all your questions. Because once you establish facts, Then, if you decide to check on those other sources, you will see how they're lying and how they shouldn't have been trusted, and you did the right thing by setting them aside. Right, all you who claim to be researchers in church history? Where'd we live off? By altering the words, that they did read contrary from that which I translated and caused to be written. And if I should bring forth the same words again, if you watch the video, you know what I mean by this. Because Joseph Smith is recorded as having, in the 1838, copying the characters from the plates. And so he's not reading from the plates to Martin Harris. Remember, he's talking about a vision in 1838, not literal history. You need to understand this. See, here, he doesn't say it's a vision account. 1838, he says this is a visionary account. Big difference. It's the difference between a regular Hollywood movie, which is fiction, and a documentary, which is not supposed to be fiction. Unless it's the one movie about the music band. Man, I'm forgetting them. I gotta look them up. Maybe we'll use one of their songs. Music band. Spinal Tap. Oh my God. I have a follower who's going to be very disappointed in me for not remembering Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap. The weaknesses of associative memory. Let's see. And being commanded of the Lord that I should not translate the same over again, for Satan had put it into their hearts to tempt the Lord their God by altering the words, that they did read contrary from that which I had translated and caused to be written. And if I should bring forth the same words again, or in other words, if I should translate the same over again, they would publish that which they had stolen, and Satan would stir up their hearts of this generation that they might not receive this work. That's not quite exactly, but that was the fear. Martin Harris stole them. Martin Harris was in the committee in Palmyra for anti-Masonry. The Anti-Mason Committee in Palmyra after 9/11/1826. The Book of Mormon is William Morgan's work, completed. And so the 116 pages is what William Morgan got to when he got arrested and had to be fled from the United States after 9/11/1826. So this is a continuation of that video. And so that's why Martin Harris stole them. Yes, there is the Anton transcript part, which is confirmed. But it shows that Martin Harris is a very superstitious, paranoid individual who wants others to confirm stuff. And so when he's on the anti-Mason committee, he thinks that all Masonry is evil because of the news reporter who reported on 9/11/1826, the disappearance of William Morgan, and didn't do his research thoroughly enough, scared the United States at the time, and they burned down all of the Freemason temples. I think only 5 remained in the whole United States. That's how much of a fear of Freemasonry was caused by the disappearance of William Morgan by that news reporter and the way he worded things in his paper. And so they can't expose themselves. They can't have the Book of Mormon exposed as being William Morgan's book. That's why Sidney Rigdon, having Solomon Spaulding's manuscript, worked perfectly. So that now can be used as the template. Well, it was the whole time while they were doing the 100, finishing them. Well, because it was after chronology. Stick to chronology. So Sidney Rigdon, when Joseph Smith got Martin Harris to help him, was already working on Mosiah and beyond, with Oliver Cowdery as the scribe out there in Ohio. And so when you follow the road from Ohio, where Sidney Rigdon was, to the farm in Manchester, it intersects Harmony north of Pittsburgh as well. Not a coincidence. Because Sidney Rigdon got the Solomon Spaulding manuscript in Pittsburgh at the press there. And so we don't know exactly how Sidney Rigdon first met either junior or senior, and it would have been senior most likely, even though junior may have recommended him to his father, but we don't know. But Sidney Rigdon already knew of this, and so section 3 needs to be read in that context, talking about needing to use the plates of Nephi now to have the words of Mormon bridge the gap between the small plates and Mosiah. You need to see this for what it really is, not for what the church tells you is all literal history true. They can't be exposed. There's an enemy that wants them dead. They want this work silenced. And I know all about that. Right, YouTube? Strengthening Church Members Committee. Nelson. Monson. I know it all too well. Dear God. I mean, seriously, I am in desperate need of assistance here. The cat's out of the bag, it's exposed, so help. If you recall, Mormon is given the plates from whatever the A-named guy is. And it's a massive amount of records on metal plates. And he has to take them to a secure location. And then Moroni gets them. This is according to the story. And so in case you don't get it from my videos, there they are. Every Mormon who complains about the background, not understanding props in the background of movies, there they are, not to mention the digital stuff. And yes, oh my God, the nightmare of trying to preserve the history, to obtain the history. Oh, God. So yes, this is very personal for me. I get very emotional. But again, evil does the same pattern over and over again. They have no ability for creation, for inspiration. They copy. We are told that in church, even though that's not what the scriptures are talking about. It's Pharaoh who copied the original religion, but had no authority. It's not Lucifer. But, yeah, Lucifer likewise is on that same pattern. And so we are told as Mormons, Lucifer can only copy and imitate. He can't create. He has no ability to get inspired for new inventions, creations, etc. And so he merely steals based upon his carnal nature, of which he can't have a carnal nature because he doesn't have a human body. He can't have the emotions of anger, jealousy, greed, because he doesn't have a physical body. Oops! Another problem with Mormon theology. When you turn it literal history. Anyway, okay? Did I explain all that, or did tangents take me off course? Let's see. So yeah, the original with William Morgan as a York Rite Freemason, with Joseph Smith Sr. as a Master Mason of the York Rite Freemasons, with the Knights Templar, thus the second vision, gold, Egyptian, treasure plates, hello, buried in the ground, caves, said John Taylor, hello, do your research, don't leave stuff out to be faith promoting. And I should have looked for that clip while I was out and about. And so, yeah, I understand it was stolen. But then, as Martin Harris had remained in the church, still alive in 1841, I guess, or even, they don't even say Section 3 his name, do they? Let's do a search. Martin Harris. Section 5. Okay. 555. And so Martin Harris desired a witness that he had gotten the plates, but he has to repent of what he had done, I think, right? Lord commanded my servant Martin Harris that he should say no more unto them concerning these things, except he shall say, I have seen them. Did you catch that? They want him to confess that he has seen them, that he didn't actually see them. Interesting. They do not like him, and they are forcing him to comply. And now, because I foresee the lion in wait to destroy thee, yea, I foresee that if my servant Martin Harris humbleth not himself and receive a witness from my hand, that he will fall into transgression. And there are many that lie in wait to destroy thee from off the face of the earth. And for this cause, that thy days may be prolonged, I have given thee these commandments. That was translated a few more pages. Thou shalt not stop for a season, even until I grant thee, except thou do this, thou shalt have no more gift, and I shall entrusted thee. Is this the... Oh, God. Rightly. If this be the case, let's see, acknowledge. So it's nearing the end, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. So nearing the end, they need Martin Harris to pay for it. And so this time, instead of having him steal it, but they don't talk about that. Do I have to read over this whole thing? It's 35 verses. Behold, I say unto you that my servant Martin Harris has desired a witness at my hand, that you, my servant Joseph Smith Jr., have got the plates of which you have testified and borne record that you have received of me. And now, behold, this shall you say unto him. This is senior, speaking to junior. He who spake unto you said unto you, I the Lord am God, and have given these things unto you, my servant Joseph Smith Jr., and have commanded you that you should stand as a witness of these things. And I have caused that you should enter into a covenant with me, that you should not show them except to those persons to whom I have commanded you, and you have no power over them except I grant it unto you. And you have a gift to translate the plates, and this is the first gift that I bestow upon you. Translator from Nephi. And I have commanded you that you should pretend to no other gift. And woe unto the inhabitants of the earth who will not hearken unto my words. Verse 40 of the Joseph Smith History, Second Vision. I believe my words, believe it, Joseph Smith. That's from the Jewish about Messiah ben David. So yeah, you can see that Joseph Smith Sr. knows about Messiah ben Joseph and Messiah ben David, and is teaching that to Junior. Future generations testify of testimony of three of my servants. See the testimony in this generation, rising of the church in the wilderness, from the Egyptian documents, testimony of three witnesses, visitors, listeners, fear, condemnation of this generation if they harden their hearts against the Book of Mormon as Jewish. For a desolating scourge, section 45. Creeping death. Wow. Yep, that 200-year-old plot. Creeping death. There it is. Verse 19. Go forth among the children of men, consumed away and utterly destroyed, precisely as it stands in the Greek translation of the New Testament. awesome. It's all from Senior. You rule. As I told the people of the destruction of Jerusalem hath been verified. Repent, walk uprightly, persuasions of men no more. Eternal life. Speak unto you, my servant Joseph, concerning the man that desires the witness. Behold, I say unto him, he exalts himself and does not humble himself sufficiently before me. But if he will bow down before me and humbleth himself in mighty prayer and faith, he can't reveal himself. So this is him as God, the Father. Here's my dad, Martin. Bow. Bow before my dad. You were a naughty boy. And then you will never get this from anybody else. Nobody. Only me. And he shall say unto the people of this generation, Behold, I have seen the things which the Lord hath shown unto Joseph Smith Jr., and I know of a surety that they are true, for I have seen them. For they have been shown unto me by the power of God and not of man. And so, yeah, that would refer back to the Anton transcript thing. And I command, the Lord command him, my servant Martin Harris, that he shall say no more unto them concerning these things, except he shall say, I have seen them, they have been shown unto me by the power of God. That's it. That's his testimony. I have seen them, it was shown unto me by the power of God, the words which he shall say. That's it. And he did. Number 3, witness. There you go. That's the real story. Right there. Section 5. But if he deny this, he will break the covenant which he has covenanted with me, and behold, he is condemned. They need him to pay, and so there are conditions. He can't be somebody who's going to steal the Book of Mormon, destroy the work and the church. This is why they have to be so strict with him now, because he has already proven himself to be an evil man. But they need the money to publish the book. And now, except he humbleth himself and acknowledgeth unto me that these things which he had done which are wrong, for stealing it, and covenant with me that he will keep my commandments and exercise faith in me, behold, I say unto him, he shall have no such views, for I will grant unto him no views of the things which I have spoken. And so they want him to say first. They aren't going to let him see it first. Obviously, they never showed it to him. And if this be the case, I command you, my servant Joseph, that you shall say unto him, he shall do no more, no trouble me any more concerning this matter. So yeah, that's how they're doing it. Martin Harris wants the originals. He can't be a part of this. And so they're telling him, you need to confess, you did something wrong, you've made a covenant, you broke it, you need to fix it by saying, as a third witness, that you saw them, you know they're from the power of God, and be done with it. Way too merciful. But yeah, they need somebody to pay for it. Okay. And if this be the case, behold, I say unto thee, Joseph, when thou hast translated a few more pages, thou shalt stop for a season, even until I command thee again, that thou mayest translate again. And so, interesting. Except thou do this, behold, thou shalt have no more gift, and I will take away the things which I have entrusted thee. So he's saying that after the Book of Mormon, he won't be required to do more translations for a while. And now, because I foresee the lying in wait to destroy thee, yea, I foresee that if my servant Martin Harris humbleth not himself. And so, yeah, there are people hunting all over, trying to find the original manuscripts, trying to find out who got them, and who's going to be a threat to leak their plot in 200 years from then. Oh, hey, it's 200 years now. Yeah. Confirmed as factual because they've been all fulfilled as prophecy. And Mormons still don't believe, and they're all pretending that all of this was literal history. Servant Martin Harris humbleth not himself and receiveth the witness at my hand. And so, yeah, the Anti-Mason Committee, the original had too much Freemasonry in it, and so they were concerned. Did they get exposed? What's going to happen? Are they going to have to redo the whole thing? And so thus they redid the whole thing anyway, so that nobody who had what Martin Harris stole from that committee, or gave to that committee to review to see if there was anything there about the incident on 9/11/1826. And so that's why he says we're going to redo it and say it's from the plates of Nephi rather than the plates of Lehi. Because the Solomon Spaulding manuscript was about Lehi and I think it was actually Nephites and Lehites. I don't think they had Jaredites, if I remember correctly. He had a Roman one that we know of, and that's why we know of the type of style. But anyway, for there are many that lie in wait to destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Yeah, those are the Illuminati that infiltrated the Scottish Rites Freemasonry, and were the ones who threatened William Morgan not to proceed with the book. And the senior had to step in and rescue him and get him out of the country, and then take the responsibility of getting the book published. That's why I can talk about 3rd Nephi 7 right now, and others right now, because it's all been fulfilled, except 3rd Nephi 7 because they failed in 2021. That's one of the other videos. And then they failed again in 2024. Nelson, you suck. I mean, seriously. 200 years and you fail? Your parents even named you the fulfillment of prophecy, and you still fail? See, my parents named me the fulfillment of prophecy. I didn't fail. Sucks to be you, doesn't it, Nelson? Never go up against a Jew when death is on the line. I've built up an immunity to iocane powder. So take that, dread pirate Nelson. The story how it should have been. And so, yes, because of the threat that's still out there, hunting for anything, and Heber C. Kimball was the one who found them. I have given unto thee these commandments. For this cause I have said, stop and stand still until I command thee. I can see him as a father telling that to his kids. Stop! Stand still until I command thee to move. I will provide means whereby thou mayest accomplish the thing which I have commanded thee. If thou art faithful in keeping my commands, I will lift it up the last day. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Notice how he says that? Lifted up at the last day. On the cross. Sign in the heavens. That's the day and the hour. He knows. If thou art faithful in keeping my commandments, the latter days will happen, so that we can warn Mormons of the great and abominable church. Fascinating. Okay, so that's the real story of the 116 pages. Fascination. Okay, so yeah, I read that. And what do we have here? Oh, come follow me. Yeah, let's find that lesson. January 6 to 12, 13 to 19. 20 to 26. Is this it? G.S. for teaching children. 20 to 26 is section 2. Okay, so no. Is it this week? Is it tomorrow? Ah, perfect timing. Oh, and there's the there was no full moon that night painter who's deceiving Mormons into thinking it was a full moon that night. Did you miss those videos I did? Going over how they removed our Christ from the Doctrine and Covenants manual lessons. Yep, so there it is. Reaper, reaping the whirlwind. That could also be the theme song in the description below. Reap the whirlwind, KK's priest. KK's priest. Okay. All of you are just eagerly anticipating what will be in the theme song in the description below, because it's so popular. You're not interested in the content, you want to know what the theme song will be. Okay. Wow. See? Perfect timing. I knew this all along. It was all planned. Hilarious. And I have to bring it up because it's a major boo-boo by Bruce R. McConkie. So, Section 2 was put in by Brigham Young the year before he died. And so, don't worry about that one. That's just quoting from the Joseph Smith history. Section 3 is the oldest document that we have in here. July 1829. This is the loss of the 116 pages, or 1828. Oh my God. I leaked. I gave you the answer. Gave you the punchline. July 1828. Okay? Loses the 116 pages. Now he's in timeout. Okay? Not translating. Okay? So let's go to section 4, February 1829. Notice they only put Harmony, Pennsylvania. But still, 1829. Yeah, section 3 also, Harmony, Pennsylvania. It's because Senior knew about the other Harmony in Pennsylvania that was no longer called Harmony before he even got to Palmyra. Harmony, Pennsylvania in Susquehanna County. That's the one video I went over with you at the beginning that had the map layout of the Susquehanna counties. And so section 4 is February 1829. Okay? February 1829. July 1828, Joseph goes on timeout. So here we are, February 1829. He's still on timeout. Now behold, a marvelous work is about to come forth among the children of men. He's got to redo everything. He's on timeout. If it's literal history true. But wait, there's more. Because in March 1829, that's section 5 that I just went over with you. March. Do you see what's going on here? Section 4, February. Now behold, a marvelous work is about to come forth among the children of men. What? You haven't even written it? And already he's being asked to get Martin Harris to pay for it in March. That's what section 5 is all about. But did you pay attention about when thou hast translated a few more pages? What? Section 6. That's why if you're trying to cover stuff up, you can't leave a trail of evidence. And that's most likely part of how Heber C. Kimball found them. But they knew they were going to get found eventually. That's why he set up his son Junior as Messiah ben Joseph. God. April 1829. A great and marvelous work is about to come forth among the children of men. And then Scripture Speak. Section 7, April 1829. And the Lord said unto me, John, my beloved, what desirest thou? So it's a scripture thing. Section 8, April 1829. Oliver Cowdery. Wait, what? Oliver Cowdery is supposed to begin to help Joseph Smith with starting all over again with the translation. In April 1829? Huh. But still, he has a gift of Aaron, which is the rod of Aaron in the original. that's because of the new Israelites in Vermont. And his daddy taught him that trick. And Junior learned of the rocks in a hat through the same process. It was Justice Winchell who joined, became a member, and practiced polygamy, whereas Senior and William didn't become members, and so thus were not involved in the polygamy. Thus, what you see in the Book of Mormon, Senior makes it very clear he's opposed to polygamy. So Junior, when he gets his 1830 Book of Mormon, he has to annotate one wife on that page in Jacob, because he didn't write it. He's having to study the Book of Mormon now. And so he's learning that no plural marriage whatsoever. And so, yes, Heber C. Kimball and Brigham Young were the ones who introduced it to Mormons in their secret combination, Danites. And so, yeah, Oliver Cowdery again for section 9. Behold, I say unto you, my son, that because you did not translate according to that which you desired of me, and did commence again to write for my servant Joseph Smith Jr. Oh, he's condemning Oliver Cowdery. Because he was scribe for Sidney Rigdon. Because you did not translate according to that which you desired of me, and did commence again to write for Junior. Interesting. So what happened between him and Sidney? That's what it's saying. He was writing for Sidney Rigdon, and now he's commencing to write for Junior. That I would that you continue until you have finished this record. You did not translate according to that which you desired. Did he abandon Sidney Rigdon? And then is being told to go back and finish it? Interesting. And then, behold, other records have I, that I will give unto you to translate. Interesting. Because we have no other source that I'm aware of that would indicate that there was some kind of squabble of 1838. I just talked about this again the other day. Yeah. Oh my God. And so, yes, Sidney Rigdon and Oliver Cowdery have a beef back here in April 1829. And Senior is telling him, go back and finish it. What are you doing? Because among the major four that know about this, possibly William Cowdery. And so in 1838, Junior is with Sidney Rigdon more than Oliver Cowdery. And so Oliver Cowdery quits. I'm out. I want nothing more to do with this. Because Junior was with Sidney Rigdon. Interesting. So Oliver Cowdery wanted his will be done, and Junior is buddying up with Sidney Rigdon, who wants to do what Junior wants to do. Interesting. Fascinating. And you heard it live at the end of this video. Fascinating. See, it's important to do research, because when you go over stuff like this, it now fits into the factual information. Fascinating. Fascinating. Okay. And so, section 10, the error of Bruce R. McConkie. This is after April. It's in the summer of 1829. And he put 1828 because of what I read to you that suggests that Oliver Cowdery was already helping him with the book. And that there was something with him and Joseph and him not wanting to continue to translate correctly or whatever. No. Fascinating. And so, yeah, he then finishes, and so now Senior figures out what to do to fix the 116 pages problem. There's still no indication of Martin Harris. Jr. has to go talk to him about it, while Cowdery has to go back and finish. And so here in section 10, Senior now has it figured out. That they'll use plates of Nephi that he had to write this whole time. And so he's finishing it and is now explaining his work that he had just written, or he's about to write it, and it only took him a couple of weeks because it was first translated in the summer of 1829. First edition. Interesting. And so, yeah, he goes over and explains what he is doing to fix Junior's error of Martin Harris stealing them, 116 pages. And I've told you the history of Harmony. Junior had a son, and the son died, and that's when Martin Harris took advantage of that while they were going to the Methodist Church of Emma's family there in Harmony, north of Pittsburgh, not in Susquehanna. No Methodists, but I did catch Google with an error putting Methodist Church smack in the woods. After doing that video exposing that, it was taken down immediately. and so the town, the website for that town, only references that the church references their town. Because they know that by doing so, they'll get Mormons to come and visit as tourists and help their tourist agency out there. Especially with the church building the home. But there was a home out there originally that did get destroyed, and so they used what they thought were photographs from that area and rebuilt it according to the pictures that they saw. That's why what we have is the way it is. And they explained all that when they talked about it and finished it, and then Nelson did his thing out there. But yeah, after the theft of the 116 pages, that's why they have to maintain Harmony, is because of Martin Harris having been out there in Harmony, north of Pittsburgh. And so knowing of the previous Harmony, that is no longer Harmony, that's where he had Emma's father do a document in which Joseph Jr. somehow had $2,000 on hand and paid for land for his home with Emma. And the reason why Emma's parents had to also leave Harmony north of Pittsburgh is because of the Methodists there. They went to the Methodist church because of the death of their child. And one of the Methodist preachers that Joseph refers to in his visionary version knew that he had been arrested as a glass looker in 1826, in March 20th, all over the internet. And so that's witchcraft to Methodists. Get out, we don't want your kind. And so since he's married to Emma, the parents, by association, have to leave too. And so they go back to the Manchester farm with Senior. And so Lucy Mack only knows that the firstborn grandchild of Joseph and Emma is dead. And so that's what she's thinking. And that probably the Methodists also kicked him out, but we'd have to read her biography to see if she mentions anything like that. And so this is when Senior, Junior, and Harris, no, not Harris, Hales. Is it Hales or Hale? Robert D. Hales, so it's Hale. I always mix them up. And so knowing that Robert D. Hales is the plural, Emma, therefore, is Emma Hale. That's how I remember it. And so then they talk about, okay, where do we send you? Because you can't stay on the farm. Because Palmyra is just north from there. That's where Hiram was going to his lodge meetings as a member of the Yorkites Lodge up there. And, well, actually not, because it was burned down after, so never mind. Chronology. Importante. And so, yeah, that's when Senior knew about Harmony Susquehanna. Because Junior was arrested and paid the fine that's all over the internet there in the Bainbridge court that's just north of Susquehanna County. So that fits because that was also where Joseph and Emma eloped, since Joseph knew that courthouse so well. and so, yeah, that was a good cover as a result. So, yeah, fascinating. All right. And so, yeah, all of this, King Benjamin and Mosiah, and I never did do a further in-depth study on that, but Mormons believe it's from the actual plates, and they're just waiting for the plates to come back for the millennium, and then they can prove the Book of Mormon is literal history true. Okay, so anyway, where were we? Laughable fraud of a manual. And so I can trust God, especially friends like Martin Harris, a respected, prosperous man who made great sacrifices to support Joseph's work. See how faith promotion can make anything sound great? He's an evil man. He's not a friend. But, like the art of war, they kept him close to make sure that he doesn't betray them again. Asked for permission to show the 116 pages, manuscript pages of the Book of Mormon translation to his wife. Oh, whoa, oops. Nope. The 1841 manuscript, which I do still have on the screen here. See, this is what they're referring to. Let's see. I'd inquire. April. Having the 216 pages. Yeah, okay, now we've got 216 pages. The transcript. I'd have to check the original handwritten version to see if it is 200 or if this is a typing error. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Tore it up. Cannot read a sealed book. Left him on sanction. Expecting Harris affairs again in April 1828, and commenced writing while I translated, which he continued until the 14th of June, having written 216 pages of manuscript on fool's cap paper. Sometime after Mr. Harris began to write, he requested me to give him liberty to carry the writings home and exhibit them, and desired me to inquire of the Lord through the Urim and Thummim if he might do so. I did inquire, doesn't say wife, and the answer was that he must not. And so it would have been Emma's. No, I remember seeing a Reddit person who said it was some other guy that I don't recognize the name of, who said it was the wife who burned it. Wait, I do see wife Lucy Harris. You married your cousin. Great. Not uncommon in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints of Brigham Young's Danites. Right, he required me to give him liberty to carry the writings home and exhibit them, desired to inquire of the Lord through the Urim and Thummim if he might do so. Rocks in a hat, guys. You need to understand, he talks about Joseph using his rock on the hat when he worked for him on the farm, found the rocks in the well, and then started saying, hey, Mr. Harris, you lost something? I bet I can find it in my rocks in a hat. That's where he gets this from. That's the Urim and Thummim. But Joseph in the 1838 has the Urim and Thummim separate than the rocks in a hat, as we're all thinking it's all literal history true. It's just causing further problems. Contention insisted that I should inquire once more, getting an answer of no. After much solicitation, I again inquired of the Lord, and permission was granted on certain conditions. And that's where the one guy thinks he knows better because of Lucy Mack's journal, biography, whatever, in which she says that it wasn't permission by pushing the Lord over and over again, as all Mormon teenagers want to do. Well, if I just keep asking, eventually you'll give in and I can do it. And then I have permission from Jesus. And so, yeah, the biography, it helps for that, but that only makes this worse in its context, and that's why I'm suspicious of this, is that this may have been Willard Richards' attempt to rewrite the history of Joseph. That's why I need to do some research to check on who wrote the original manuscript that I saw in the Joseph Smith papers. And I should have. Can I remember how I found that? It was the church. That's right. The church's site led me to the Joseph Smith papers through the link for one. Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, there goes my morning. And this ain't gonna be up for quite a while yet to come. Account of Martin Harris stealing 116 pages, churchofjesuschrist.org, and then footnote 1, and then fair copy history 1841, and we need source notes. Handwriting of Howard Corey. Who's Howard Corey? They're making me 6 May 1817 to 6 January 1908, bookkeeper, clerk, teacher, farmer, born in Dansville, Steuben County, New York, son of Silas Corey and Mary Stevens. Okay, there's the connection. Moved to Providence, Lorenzen County, Pennsylvania, circa 1827. I need full bio. Okay. Howard Corey. Should check to see if he has a Wikipedia page too. Let's see. Pennsylvania and Pike County. Baptized into the wrong name of the church. Oh. He was baptized as a Danite. 24th, 25th March, 1840, near Perry Pike County, there in Pennsylvania. Illinois. Pike County, Illinois. Oh, so not Nauvoo, Illinois. He went to an adjoining city, Pike County. Moved to Nauvoo in April 1840. So the next month, he then moves to Nauvoo, the Danite new headquarters, after Adamandiamon's failure. Interesting. Served as clerk for Joseph Smith. I get it. So they used him to get in to Joseph Smith, and thus 1841 is when he was used to write that history. Oh my God. They baptized him and saw his talents to forge documents. And so that's why they introduced him to Junior, who then had him helped compile it. Maybe he never even did this with Joseph, because it says served as a clerk for Joseph Smith and helped compile church history, ordained an elder by Joseph Smith. Are we sure? Comprehensive works, because we should be able to find that ordination. 3rd September 1840. Administrative records, legal records, might be documents. 1840. September 3rd. Receipt. License for Howard Corey. Here it is. To whom it may concern, this certifies that Howard Corey has been Church of, yeah, this is a forged document. Handwriting of Howard Gray. It's got the same strokes as Howard Gray for the signature. Oh, this is priceless. He's a forger. That's why they brought him in. Oh my God. He writes his own ordination as elder. Oh my God. We need this picture. Oh my God. Oh, that is hilarious. And so, yes, the 1841 edition is his forgery to write the history instead. That's why Junior published his 1838 and 1842. And so this 1841 never was made known to Joseph as a result. Fascinating. And Martha Jane Knowlton, she's 19 July 1840. But he marries her, or is it Martha Jane Knowlton? It's 19 July 1840. Correct, yeah. It is her. Come on. Oh, this is hilarious. Martha Jane Knowlton Correa, yeah. And so Joseph uses her as a clerk for his 19 July 1840. You guys have been following, right? You know I have it on Academia. I've footnoted it for you, right? He marries her. He's a forger. Oh my God. I did it again. Oh my God. So that he was converted by Danites. They saw that he was a forger. They said, hey, we need your help. Come to Nauvoo. We'll get you working on his church history. We'll show you some of his documents. We'll make sure that some of it's altered and stuff like this. We'll blame the wife of Martin Harris. And then Junior published 1842. That's why I'm so frustrated that Joseph didn't do a new Doctrine and Covenants to include 19 July 1840. Because that would have just been perfect to shut this Bergamites down. Oh, that would have been perfect. But it would have been a whole new thing, and I wouldn't have been born. Different timeline. In the multiverse. And so in 1842 to 1843, he was in Pennsylvania, back in Pennsylvania. Or no, not, yeah, back in Pennsylvania from his childhood. And ordained a high priest, 4th June 1843 at Nauvoo. So 1843, what June day? 4th of June. See, every researcher should be doing exactly what I'm demonstrating for you to do. I don't see it here. There is nothing on the 4th of June, 1843. There's petition from Thomas Grover and others, 3rd June, 1843. Letter from Joseph L. Hayward, 5th June, 1843. So his high priest is a fraud too, and that document did not remain. And so he's exalting himself as he's still in Nauvoo. With wife, helped Lucy Mack Smith write history. Oh, nuclear bombshell. Don't do this to me. Oh my God. Gag me with a spoon. Totally tubular. It's not Lucy's. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry, X-Files. I'm so sorry. I just delegitimized her autobiography, or her biography, whatever. Oh my God. It may not even been with her at all. She may not have even known about it. And thus, for the church to have it edited for so many years. Oh my God. It's all fun. And thus, why she in the book, I have it. Because I went and checked. About the Presbyterian incident of the first vision. I have learned for myself that Presbyterianism is not true, Mommy. In that book, that was a big deal that the church allowed the original of Howard Gray to be released after hiding that information for so long. In which she says, I refer to my son's account. Because they didn't know. And did they not know about Alvin and the Presbyterian preacher? Because Junior's just not, he's writing a vision account. He's not literal historying. But he's referring to the Presbyterian with his mom because of Alvin's funeral. He was a Presbyterian preacher. And he said, your son is going to burn in hell. I'll see you at church next Sunday. Any person in their right mind who's a parent of a deceased kid who's told they're going to burn in hell now because they weren't baptized is not going to that church. Oh my God. And so what's really going on in the 1820 account that Joseph is claiming in 1838 is a setup for Lucy Mack using a Presbyterian preacher. They weren't Presbyterian. He's diverting your attention away. They were New Israelites, which were Congregationalists. That was their religion. And so they have to distance from the New Israelites and from the Congregationalists. Man. And so that's why Joseph only brings up Baptist, Methodist, and Presbyterians. Oh, man. Just a bombshell. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Expos. You thought you had something, and I just destroyed it for you. The power of Travis prevails again. Oh my God. Lucy Mack Smith. Biography of Joseph Smith. Oh my God. And it should say, it doesn't. I bought it. Why don't you say I have it? Amazon. All right. Complete and unabridged 1853 first edition. Oh my God. And that's the picture. Oh, interesting. And so it could have been one of the other versions. What are you doing? Oh my God. I did not mean to do that. Oh, it opened up on a new page. So maybe this is this one. If I do paperback? Nope. Hardback? Nope. So this is the edited version then, isn't it? A revised and enhanced edition, but it's not the unabridged version. I bought the unabridged version. I'm pretty sure it was that specific cover. Or, wait a minute, no, it's this one. Oh. The unabridged original. Yeah, this is the one. There I am. Way back in 2018 when I purchased this. Purchased this first time. There it is. Okay. So we probably should get this picture too. Fascinating. So yeah, the other picture that I have for you is the one where Willard Richards throws Joseph Smith's body out the window. Did I explain that in the video the other day? All right, so now this is worth it. I've produced the fruits of the seed that took me off target, and I now know it's good. Oh my God. See how it works, guys? This is how it's supposed to work. Test the word. And I say this Are we done? We didn't even get to the manual. I mean, it's all crap anyway. It's all trash. I mean, seriously. the way the Lord both corrected and encouraged Joseph. And so, yeah, the whole thing about the wife never happened. It's all a lie from Correa. He made it all up. Blaming the wives, a Danite tactic. Thomas B. Marsh, blame the wife. Even Lucy Mack, not Lucy Mack, Emma, section 132, they blame Emma. She refused. They blame wives. Sidney Rigdon's daughter, they blamed her for 1843. That polygamy thing, or was it 1842? There's another woman also that got involved, being framed and blamed, of another Joseph Mormon rather than Brigham Mormon. But yeah, this is their tactic: blame the wives, and there it is. That's how you figure it out. Correa, dear God, brought in as a Danite to be a forger. He probably never even met Joseph. Never made clerk. All fraud. Forged his own elder's certificate. And claims to be a high priest. Oh my God. Expos, if you still run and hide from me, do your own live videos, dear God, no respect for you whatsoever. Seriously. And so they're not really talking about the 116 pages other than the wife. Blaming the wife. Oh my God. Blame the wife. Blame the wife. So we'll have to put in the two clips from Hinckley and Monson about Thomas B. Marsh. We'll just cut it short to blaming the wife. B. Marsh. Faith promoting. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bombshells, guys. And all the rest are now on hold. Oh my God. Oh my God. Did I already save this? I did. Okay. Faith promoting forger for Jesus.